Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the funniest tweets. Today is the Italian Grand Prix edition. The Charles Leclerc wins Monza edition. An episode I did not expect. And I will say, actually, there are some seriously funny tweets in this one, or X's, or posts, or whatever you want to call them, memes, reactions, some brilliant ones. And I'm going to enjoy them even more because Charles Leclerc won Monza. Did you know? Leclerc wins. So, of course, we have to start at Charles Leclerc winning because it happened. And I'm a very, 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 very happy boy because it came out of nowhere, didn't it? Let's start with the first one. At the Swede F1, me as a Max fan in the second half of the race, Forza Ferrari. And just, probably the most unexpected win I've seen since George Russell at Spa, but he got disqualified. But another one of those where you're just shocked. Oscar, of course, pitting, I think, 15 laps before the end, which not a lot of laps left, as they found out, because Charles won and Oscar couldn't catch them. And everybody turned into a Ferrari fan, apart from McLaren fans, probably, especially Oscar Piastri fans. But everybody else, you just wanted to see the scenes at Monza. At Nouveau_20, yeah, it wasn't all plain sailing, though, was it? Of course, Charles was out there after Oscar pit. He had an 18-second gap when Oscar came back out. Carlos was his little middleman to try and keep Oscar Piastri at bay. Ferrari start talking to him. Charles like, please stop. Stop asking me to do brake balance +1. You've asked me 10 times. I don't want to do it. At Deck Who, Matt, when he realised the one stop was coming, I kid you not, live on Twitch, Matt P1 Tommy, if you don't follow us already, when I realised that there was a slither of hope that Charles Leclerc was going to win, I dialed in. Excitement was just coming through my veins. Oh, it's just so unexpected. I'm just a happy boy. I know a lot of you tune in, don't you? A lot of you tune in for the pain, okay? Schadenfreude, I think it's called. Maybe I've butchered the pronunciation of that. But you do tune in because usually I'm not very happy because something's not gone very well. But today, it went perfectly. Just like Monaco. He's won Monaco and Monza this year. It's a beautiful story. At Pillar F1_, how the turntables, Leclerc during the race. Why do we pit if we are undercut, Leclerc? He pit on lap 16. One lap after Lando Norris, and then he went to the end of the race. I am wondering when exactly Charles/Ferrari thought the one stop was possible. Because if you think there's going to be a two stop, then you drive a bit quicker. You push the tyres a bit more. You don't worry so much about degradation. So for him to have turned that into a one stop, and I know I'm not just saying that because I'm passionate, but because it was a sensational drive. At Ainsley Ferron, sometimes what a Matt Gallagher needs is just one piece. Leclerc in Monza. Some of your memes this weekend, fantastic. And that is what I needed. I had the Leclerc win in Monaco, which was probably a bigger, or maybe two puzzle pieces. This one, the last, well, not the last one. I need a world championship, 2 world championships, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and to be the greatest driver of all time. But apart from those puzzle pieces, we're on to something. At MVNRT, screaming the Italian national anthem despite not knowing the words. Me too. Just kind of humming to the tune. Feel like, out of respect, I should try and learn. But I have absolutely no Italian knowledge in terms of the language in my brain. But it's a banger all the same, isn't it? I remember when Michael Schumacher used to be on the podium there, especially at Monza, and he'd be doing the little orchestra thing. And yeah, there's a lot of happy core memories I have hearing the Italian national anthem, and it still gives me goosebumps even to this day. At Chris Gaming NL, Charles winning the race, Franco Colapinto finishing 12th on debut. Of course, it was still about Charles winning, so I thought I'd put this in this segment. But Colapinto, very decent drive. Finished 13 odd seconds, I think it was, behind Alex Albon. Not far away. Decent drive, good moves. Didn't punt the car. A few little sketchy moments, but that's fine. He just got in there. So, would Logan Sargent have done any better? I don't think so. Now on to Baku, where he has to go through the castle section in a Formula One car. That's a bit more of a test. At Mike Peabody, don't mind me, I'm just currently crying. Therapy is nice, but Charles Leclerc winning in Monza is a lot faster and cheaper. Yes, it is. The Ferrari pain has a bit of setbacks on that. You know what I mean? Like do kind of need someone to speak to when those happen. But the elation, the emotion. This is what Formula One's all about. We've had so many amazing moments this year. Lando getting his first win. You have, George obviously winning one at Spa, and you saw the emotion there. You had, obviously, Charles winning at Monaco, Hamilton winning at Silverstone. So many key moments. And to have this one where Charles again was just overwhelmed. It's what you live for. It's what I live for as a Formula One fan, is seeing these moments of pure joy. And I enjoyed it a lot because it was Charles Leclerc. At Ministro 76, the podium, that honestly depicts exactly what the image was. In the cool-down room, that was kind of a bit frosty, wasn't it? You had Lando pretty upset with himself. Again, I've lost count of the amount of times I've seen Lando look pretty miffed and sad, and it's not nice to see, is it? And then, of course, Oscar on the other side, wishing he'd won the race. And then Charles in the middle, just absolutely buzzing, wanting to chat. How was your race? How was your race? Let's chat away. Not the best cool-down room ever. Not going to lie, I know Max Verstappen's won a lot of races, but he is a fantastic host. And perhaps we need to get him as a guest, even if he doesn't get on the podium. At Rishab 2771995, Ferrari strategy. Lap 16, lap 53. Ferrari cooked on the strategy. Leclerc didn't cook his tyres. Happy days. K-Mag banned. Now, this next segment has to go to Kevin Magnuson because he's not going to be featuring at Baku because he's finally got 12 out of 12 penalty points, which I think he should have definitely got a bit sooner than Monza, but it has actually happened. The FIA have acted upon this penalty point system and he's been suspended for a race. At Nell_Megan, it was only a matter of time. I received 1 point. I also received a race ban. He had one of his best races of the year, got a 10-second penalty for punting, and still got a point by 1/10 of a second ahead of Alonso after the 10-second penalty was applied. Hülkenberg had a stinker. K-Mag scored a point and got banned. Like, how do you rate this man's performance? At the great old one, firstly, my condolences to Kevin. Ollie Behrman, of course, has to be the favourite, if not the absolute set on to take his place for Baku, because he's going to be racing for Haas next year. K-Mag's the one out the door. Gives Ollie Behrman a great opportunity to just have his first, I guess, less surprising F1 weekend like he had in Saudi. And of course, to get used to the Haas a little bit more. So I'll be very excited to see how Ollie Behrman gets on around Baku. It's a very tough, demanding circuit. And look, if Ollie does pretty well, then we can get very excited for next year. Tavi Simpson, Magnuson the Untouchable. How are you not banned? I have no idea. Well, he is now. Unfortunately, K-Mag has run out of free tokens. I feel as though Hülkenberg having a similar incident in the fact of having contact, being given 2 penalty points during the race. The FIA are sat there going, well, we literally have a benchmark for what we give out for 2 penalty points, K-Mag. We can't get away with this. You're going to get banned. At Not Toxic LP, FIA be like. I love this. This is great. Of course, Russell had his front wing quite heavily damaged, but I think it did come off. So therefore, the black and orange flag wasn't necessarily needed. But for the Haas, come straight in right now. Pit. You do wonder, because it's all, as with most things with the FIA, all down to judgment. And you do wonder, there's a measurement tool, how much of it has to be damaged, how much of it needs to be flapping around in order for a flag to be flown to come into the pits? Or is it just a bit of bants, roll of dice? Potentially either. Oh, we've got another one from the Swede F1. K-Mag things. K-Mag, after scoring both the Grand Prix point and penalty points. Points are points, and they indeed are. Haas will take that. I genuinely think Haas will be happy for K-Mag getting banned, getting a point, and having Ollie Behrman in the car next time out in 2 weeks. For sure. Honourable mentions. This is one of my favourite ones, probably runner-up, at Ria All Day. Nico Rosberg, every time he hosts the post-race interviews. Mark Phillips, instigator. You never know what Rosberg is going to say next, whether it's in FB3 commentary when he's saying he's got an email from Alpine to buy a stake of their team, all the way through to just trying to get something crazy out of a driver because he just asks it fully straight up. He's honestly one of my favourite pundits because he does not care. He doesn't care who he speaks to or what he says. He will say what's on his mind, whether it's live or not. Great content from Nico Rosberg. So, big fan. At Elkim7, Pentagon, Hexagon, Octagon, pace is gone. I love these stupid memes. But Red Bull, the pace has gone by the looks of things, at least around the last couple of tracks, which are very different, Zandvoort and Monza. How will they fare in Baku? I have a feeling McLaren and Ferrari will be great again. It is still, even though we are saying McLaren are fumbling this, they're bottling that, they're not being too efficient with this, they can still win both championships, even with all of this going on, because Red Bull have fallen off a cliff. At Mike Peabody, forecast update for Italy. Party indeed. The scenes. I mean, the entire pit straight pretty much was filled with people all the way round to Curva Alboreto, as it's now known, or Parabolica as everybody else calls it. I don't think I've ever seen scenes like that where it was just so filled. And of course, there's a lot more fans than there was maybe 20 years ago. They are packing people in more and more and more. And completely spine-tingling. Hearing the fans a few laps before the end, cheering Charles every single time he went through. It's what we live for. I love F1. How can you not like Formula 1? At Velbot_, this is why team orders are a thing. McLaren getting an easy one too. Oscar attacking Lando on the first lap. Depression. Oh dear. How is a second and the third seen as terrible? Well, they had the fastest car. They should have had a 1-2. But they seem completely and utterly against team orders, which is great to watch from just a fan's perspective. But if I'm a Lando Norris fan or even a McLaren fan, I'm questioning what on earth are they doing? Because every other team is very happy to put out team orders. McLaren of old were very happy to do team orders. Why is it different now? At Petty Biologist, he gives the position and then is trying to race me. Yes, Checo. There's someone trying to race me. Checo, this is an F1 race. There's going to be people racing you. Of course, he wasn't very happy that George gave him the position, then tried to race him immediately, but he didn't pass him. He was just right on his gearbox, which I guess is fair enough. But yes, some people noted the fact that Checo was complaining about people racing him, which does take me back to when Alex Albon said they raced me so hard. Similar vibes. Okay, it's Tommy's Tasty Tweet Time, sponsored by EA and F124. Tommy, who has won this weekend?
The winner is Turn to Page 394 with this amazing meme. I always love it when people find funny memes related to P1. And as soon as I actually saw this picture, I thought that is such a funny, meme picture that could be used. So the fact that someone's used it in the perfect way with the caption, "The reason behind today's race outcome," is
just saying. I know a little bit about engines. I don't, but I looked at it and it clearly got quicker. So we won Monza. Thank you, Tommy. We will see you in a couple of weeks for Baku. So, well, see you before then. But
I was going to say I'm off
right now. For Tommy's Tasty Tweet segment, I feel like you're a different person to other Tommy. You know what I mean? Anyway,
yeah. This is my identical twin that I just bring on to do this because other Tommy just goes off on his boat and just chills. Yeah.
Thanks, Tommy. See you soon.
Bye.
Right, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the funniest tweets to the Italian Grand Prix that Charles Leclerc won. I'm going to be a very happy bunny over the next week, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your however many days it is to Baku. Delusion levels in predictions were high. They came through. Do I rein it in a little bit for the next predictions? I haven't decided yet. But thank you to EA and F124 for sponsoring Tommy's Tasty Tweet as always. And we will see you very soon for another video. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.